Welcome to Agoracom Small Cap Breaking News, your daily go-to source for the best small cap headlines for over 65 million investors since 2007. Today is Wednesday, February 26, 2025, and we've got a lot to cover, so let's dive right in.
Buckle up, there's a lot happening today.
First up, Quantum BioPharma. That's NASDAQ, QNTM, CSE, QNTM, FRA, 0K91. They're making headlines with their new drug, Lucid-MS, for multiple sclerosis.
Yeah, phase 1 trials just finished up, and the Safety Review Committee gave it the green light. Always a good sign for any new drug.
Their press release said, Lucid-MS was deemed safe and well-tolerated in healthy participants. This marks an important milestone and allows for the next steps in the clinical development of Lucid-MS. That was Dr. Andres Kruczynski, the VP of Scientific and Clinical Affairs at Quantum.
What's really interesting here is that Lucid-MS is a first-in-class neuroprotective drug. That means it directly protects the myelin sheath around nerve fibers. Totally different approach from how we currently treat MES. Right now, treatments focus on suppressing the immune system, so this could be huge for the nearly 2.8 million people worldwide who are dealing with MS.
All right, let's move on to some breaking news in the gold sector. Loncor Gold, that's TSXLN, OTCQX, LONCF, and FSE, LO5. They're reporting some really strong drilling results from their Adumbi deposit. That's in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Oh, yeah. They're pulling up some seriously high-grade gold. Like borehole LADD 027 hit multiple zones. One was 22.64 meters, grading 4.77 grams per ton gold, and another 16.07 meters, grading 5.82 grams per ton. And all of that is 75 meters below their current open pit design.
Their CEO, John Barker, said in the press release, Hole LADD 027 was situated in the northwest of the Adumbi deposit and intersected the mineralization at a vertical depth of 478 meters below the surface and 75 meters below the previously outlined USD 1,600-ounce pit shell. When combining these results with prior deeper holes in proximity, we are excited by the high grades over excellent widths that have been recorded. The combination continues to offer significant potential for an underground operation to complement the open pit at Adumbi.
These results are really exciting. It definitely suggests there's more to the Adumbi deposit. The question is, how much more? Could there be enough for an underground mining operation? They're still drilling and expect more data in March, so we'll have to wait and see.
All right, switching gears now to copper. Libero Copper and Gold, TSXV, LBC, and OTCQB. LBCMF. They're making waves at their Mocoa project in Colombia.
Yeah, this is one of the largest copper molybdenum deposits in the country, and their latest drill results are really promising. Drill hole MD045 hit 350 meters, grading 0.70% copper equivalent, and then another 101 meters at 0.76% copper equivalent.
Just so everyone's on the same page, copper equivalent is a way to standardize the value of different metals that are found together. So these are some really encouraging numbers. In their press release, Libero's president and CEO Ian Harris said, these consistent high-grade intercepts validate our geological model and reinforce the expansion potential at Mocoa. We're systematically unlocking the project's value, and every new drill hole adds confidence in the scale and continuity of this deposit.
These findings are suggesting that the Mocoa deposit could be even bigger than we initially thought. And with copper being so essential for electric vehicles and renewable energy, Libero Copper and Gold is definitely one to watch.
Back to gold now. 1911 Gold, that's TSXV, AUMB, OTCBB, AUMBF. They're pulling up some high-grade gold at their True North project in Manitoba, Canada.
Yeah, and what's remarkable is how consistent their findings have been. Multiple drill holes in the San Antonio Southeast target have all intersected some impressive gold grades. For example, hole TN25021 showed 6.46 grams per ton, gold over 2.2 meters, and even a section with 21.80 grams per ton over half a meter.
Wow, that's a lot of gold concentrated in one place.
Yeah.
1911 Gold's president and CEO Sean Heinrich said, this latest discovery is exciting because it sits near our existing True North infrastructure and is hosted within the same geological unit that has historically produced over 1.3 million ounces of gold. Our team has already outlined a follow-up drill program to extend these gold zones further along strike and at depth.
It's great that they can leverage their existing infrastructure. That should mean lower development costs and a faster timeline. Definitely something for investors to keep an eye on.
More gold news coming in. This time it's Radisson Mining, TSXV, RDS, OTCQB, RMRDF. They're reporting spectacular findings at their O'Brien Gold project in Quebec.
They're targeting high-grade zones, both at the surface and going deep, like over 500 meters deep. One drill hole yielded 8.36 grams per ton gold over 15 meters. And they even hit sections with 56 grams per ton and 41.1 grams per ton over 1 meter each.
Wow, sounds like they hit the jackpot. They even call it the jewelry box. Their CEO, Matt Manson, said this in their press release. These drill results confirm the robust high-grade nature of the O'Brien Gold project. With high-grade gold intersected both at surface and at depth, we are rapidly improving our understanding of the deposit while laying the groundwork for a substantial resource expansion. Our focus in 2025 will be on extending mineralization at depth and advancing our newly rediscovered jewelry boxes zone.
This is really exciting and points to the possibility of a much larger deposit than we thought. Plus, this project's located in the Larder Lake Cadillac Break. That's one of North America's most famous gold belts, so it's got even more potential.
All right, for our final stop on today's Gold Rush, we're heading to Ontario's Red Lake Gold District.
Okay.
West Red Lake Gold, that's TSXV, WRLG, OTCQB, WRLGF. They're really exceeding expectations at their Madsen mine.
They're aiming to restart production at Madsen in 2025, and their latest drill results from the South Austin zone are really impressive.
Yeah, get this, one drill hole intercepted a massive 114.26 grams per ton gold over 10.6 meters. It even had a super high-grade section of 1,609.26 grams per ton over 0.7 meters.
Wow, that's some seriously high-grade gold, some of the highest they've ever seen at Madsen. It's making Madsen one of the hottest projects in the Red Lake District right now.
The CEO of West Red Lake Gold, Shane Williams, said this. As we continue to define and expand the depot portion of South Austin, it's encouraging to see increasing grade and thickness in the mineralized zone. These results confirm our team's understanding of the ore body and our ability to efficiently target high-value ounces. We see tremendous potential at depth in the Madsen ore body, and these results reinforce the exceptional high-grade opportunity within the Red Lake Gold systems.
Look like they're on track for a really successful restart of production.
Well, there you have it, folks. Our whirlwind tour of today's breaking news in the world of small-cap companies. From new MS treatments to potential gold mines, we've seen a glimpse of some of the most exciting companies and investment opportunities out there.
It really is exciting to see these smaller companies making such big moves.
It is. And, all this talk about gold is great.
Yeah.
But let's not forget about Quantum BioPharma and what they're doing for MS patients.
Right. It's easy to get caught up in the gold rush. But those advancements in biotech are huge.
Absolutely. And what's so fascinating about Lucid-MS is that it's a neuroprotective drug, so it's actually aiming to protect the nerve cells themselves from damage. It's a totally different way of thinking about treating MS.
Exactly. Current treatments mainly focus on suppressing the immune system, which can help with inflammation, but they don't address the underlying problem of neurodegeneration.
Right. And those treatments can have some pretty nasty side effects too. So if Lucid-MS is successful in later trials, it could be a real game changer for people living with MS.
It could offer a whole new way to manage the disease, and hopefully even slow down or prevent its progression.
And it's not just about pharmaceuticals for Quantum BioPharma. Remember, they also have that stake in Selling Nutrition, the company behind Unbuzzed Data.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the dietary supplement that helps your body process alcohol faster.
Exactly. It's a smart move for them, securing licensing agreements like that. And tapping into the consumer market. It creates another source of revenue for them and helps offset some of the risks that come with being in the biotech industry.
Makes sense. Biotech can be pretty volatile.
All right, let's get back to gold. What do you think about Loncor Gold's drilling results at Adumbi?
They're really intriguing, especially those high-grade gold findings they're getting, and at depths way below their current open-pit plans.
And their CEO even mentioned the potential for an underground operation. That really says something about how big this deposit could be.
It does. Imagine if they confirm a large underground resource. That would be huge for Loncor's valuation, especially with gold prices staying strong.
No doubt about it. Now, Loncor has been operating in the Democratic Republic of Congo's Ingayu Greenstone Gold Belt for over 20 years. That's got to count for something, right?
Absolutely. That region is known for some world-class gold deposits, so they have a lot of expertise in that specific geological terrain, which gives them a real advantage.
All right, let's talk about Libero Copper and Gold and their plans for the MoCo project in Colombia. Remember, copper is essential for all things green energy, and MoCo is one of the largest copper molybdenum deposits in Colombia.
Yeah, and with the demand for copper going through the roof, Libero is in a great position to take advantage of that trend. Their recent drill results are very encouraging, too. It looks like the deposit might be even bigger than originally thought.
Plus, they're located within a globally significant copper belt that extends into Ecuador. This region has a long history of producing high-quality copper, so it all looks very promising for Libero.
It does.
Okay, let's shift back to Canada. 1911 Gold is working on their True North project in Manitoba.
What stands out to me about them is their efficient approach. They're not just exploring for gold, they're doing it in a really smart way.
How so?
Well, they're leveraging their existing infrastructure at True North, which could significantly cut down their developing costs and timelines.
That's a big deal in the mining industry.
It is. Permits and infrastructure can be massive hurdles. But 1911 Gold has already cleared those, so they can focus on exploring and expanding those high-grade gold zones.
Makes sense. Makes them a much more attractive investment.
Right. Less risk, faster potential returns.
Now, Radisson Mining's O'Brien Gold project in Quebec is another one that's looking really good. Targeting those high-grade zones both at the surface and at depth seems to be paying off.
Those drill results are impressive, especially the ones from what they're calling the jewelry boxes zone.
It is pretty amazing to find those rich veins of gold so deep underground.
It is. And remember, the O'Brien project is in the Larder Lake Cadillac Break, one of the most prolific gold-producing belts in North America. So they're in a prime location.
Definitely a project to keep an eye on. All right, let's wrap things up with West Red Lake Gold in Ontario's Red Lake Gold District.
They're aiming to restart production at the Madsen mine in 2025, and these latest drill results are making a lot of people excited.
Those high-grade intercepts are incredible, especially that one with over 1,600 grams per ton gold.
It's amazing to think there's still so much high-grade gold to be found, even in a well-established mining district like Red Lake.
West Red Lake Gold seems to know what they're doing. They're using advanced exploration techniques and really targeting those high-value areas.
And it's paying off. They're in a great position to capitalize on the rich gold legacy of the Red Lake District.
Well, we've covered a lot today, from copper and the green energy transition to the potential for discovering vast new gold deposits.
It's been a fascinating look at the world of small-cap companies. These companies are full of ingenuity and resilience, and they have the potential to create wealth and contribute to a better future.
Absolutely. But it's important to remember that investing in this space does come with risks. Small cap companies can be more volatile than larger companies.
Definitely. They often have fewer resources, face more competition, and are more sensitive to market changes.
So investors need to be aware of those risks. Don't just chase headlines or get caught up in the hype.
Do your research. Look into the management team, the financials, and the long-term potential of the company and its projects.
Diversify your portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And be prepared for things to get a little bumpy along the way.
Small cap investing isn't for everyone, but for those who are willing to do their homework and handle the ups and downs, it can be a very rewarding experience.
So, as we finish up this deep dive, remember to stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, invest wisely. It's really impressive to see how these smaller companies are driving so much innovation.
They really are punching above their weight.
And for investors, that creates some exciting opportunities.
Definitely. But as we've been talking about, small cap investing comes with its own set of challenges.
For sure. Enthusiasm is important, but you also need to be cautious.
Absolutely. You need to really understand the risks.
One thing that really stood out to me today is how crucial it is for these companies to diversify. Like Quantum BioPharma, with their move into the consumer market with Unbuzzed, or those mining companies like 1911 Gold, who are leveraging their existing infrastructure. It helps them minimize costs and reduce risk.
It's like they're building in a safety net.
Exactly. They're playing the long game, building businesses that can weather those inevitable market storms.
And that's a good sign for investors. It shows they're in it for the long haul.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about.
All right, I'm listening.
We've seen some pretty impressive drill results from these gold companies, but those are just a snapshot.
Right. They're a good sign, but they don't guarantee a successful mine.
Exactly. Turning a discovery into a working mine takes a lot.
It does. You need capital, expertise, and sometimes a little bit of luck.
So, as exciting as those high-grade intercepts are, investors need to look at the bigger picture.
What are the company's plans? How will they develop the project? Do they have the money and permits?
All important questions to consider.
And don't forget, mining is a cyclical industry.
That's right. Commodity prices go up and down.
So even the best projects can be affected by things outside the company's control.
So while we've talked about some exciting companies and projects today, we always encourage our listeners to do their own research.
Absolutely. Dig a little deeper, get to know the companies, and approach small cap investing with a good balance of caution and optimism.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's all the time we have for today. Stay curious, stay informed, and as always, happy investing.